Good day, everyone. Today we are going to be introducing the Excel interface, the Microsoft Excel interface. And the first item on the course outline is the Excel workbook and worksheet. What you are looking at right now is the workbook, just like a book that contains various sheets. You see sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Before now, when you open a workbook, you have three worksheets by default. But now, if you have a more recent version of Excel, you are going to be having one sheet open. If you now need extra sheet, you can now add it by saying plus plus plus. I already did that before. That's why you have three sheets here, and now I just added one. You have sheet 4. So basically, that's what the sheet is. Now, in the sheets, if you look at this worksheet, a single sheet within a workbook consisting of cells arranged in rows and columns. Now, what is the constituent of the sheet? Let me go to sheet 2. You see, it contains what they call cells in rows and columns. These are the rows, row 1 up to row 1,048,576. That's the entire row that you have here, and the columns is numbered from A to XFD. So that is the row and column. So each of these places where you see this place I'm clicking on is what they call a cell. You have cell here, cell here, cell, another cell, and all that. And this is where you eventually enter your data or your text or whatever you want to enter into Excel, and is like a placeholder for any character or anything you want to type in Excel. So that's basically it. So they are arranged in rows and columns as I've explained. That's just what the sheet contains. Now, the other element in the face of the Excel is we have what they call the ribbon. The ribbon is this area where you have all these items at the top here. You have what they call the ribbon, and in that ribbon we have what they call tabs. Here you have the file, home, WPS. This one doesn't come with it. It's an add-on that is added when I install the WPS Office on my system. And also this insert, draw. This Busari too is something I included myself. It's a custom made element of that tab. Then we have page layout, formulas, data, review, up till the end. Some of these are not things that you eventually come. I think it stops at this help. Then this data streamer, Acrobat, and the rest are things that were added as needed. Yes. So the other thing is that we talk about the group. In each of these tabs, you have different elements under it that are related. It is group based on relationship. So things that are on the home tab are things that you normally use more often, things that are tools that you always use, let me put it that way. Then you have the inserts that has to do with insert a pivot table, a table, a forms, shapes, and whatever, all those slicers, text box, and all those things that you may want to insert in Excel. Those are things that are in the insert box, and most of these things normally don't fit into just one cell. They may cut across cells, or you have to adjust them as needed. So these are things that you insert. But anything that you want to type in, or you want to modify what you typed in physically and all those into the cell, you use the home tab to modify them as you need them. Now the next one we have the draw. Now if you want to draw, maybe you want to draw something, you want to have some marker, you want to mark some things and all that. So these are what is contained under this draw. So maybe you have a device that has a stylus that you can write. So this is most useful for those kind of events. Maybe you are trying to solve some mathematical equation or all those things. If you have a pen touch screen, then you can easily use this particular element. Then we have page layout, which has to do with how you modify your pages. Maybe you want to change the theme, you want to change the margin, the orientation, maybe you want to make it to be portrait or landscape, the size of the sheet, and all those other things that has to do with the page arrangement and all that. Then you use the page layout. Then we have the formulas. There are a lot of formulas in Excel. We have the financial, logical, and what have you. So all those are there. Then we have data. If you want to do some analysis on your data, like bringing in data from other files, external sources, and all that. So this is where you have it. Then we have the review. Maybe you want to add, you are reviewing some work and you want to add a comments, you want to show comments that have been previously added, or you want to protect the worksheet and the workbook and all those other things that has to do with reviewing and all that. You want to spell check, you want to check the dictionary, you want to check the workbook statistics. This is the reviews. Then the view. You have different view of the Excel interface. This is the normal view. You have what they call the page break view, where you can set how you want them to the sheets to be printed out, if you want to print it out and all that. The page layout view. This is another view, which we are going to explain as we go into the lecture. In the subsequent videos, we are going to explain what is the need for all these views and how you can use them. The next one is developer tab, where if you want to maybe code some things that you want to automate some items of the Excel, then you can use a Visual Basic or the macros. Macros is like you record the steps you have taken while you are doing a particular task, and you can now replicate that if it's something you usually do. So that's basically what this does. Then this is the last one that by default will be on your Excel interface, which is the help. So you can ask for help, feedback, and others. Show training. They can train you on some how to use some of these features and all that. So that's basically what this this ribbon is talking about. The tab and all the elements that are under the tab there. Now the next thing is the formula bar, where it is also located. Is located below the ribbon. It displays the content of the active cell and allows you to enter or edit the data. So as you can see, I click on this particular place I'm reading on, and if you look here, you see that same text showing here. So whatever you are typing in your Excel, it is showing in the formula bar. So this is where they call the formula bar. So if I click here, you will see there's nothing in this particular place I've clicked on. So you see that there's nothing here. So if I want to type anything, I can just type, you see, and press enter. It will eventually go in there. So you can see this is what I've typed in, and that is it. And if you check here, you see it's showing like insert a function or a formula. So this is what they call the formula bar. So you can either type in text, you can type in an equation, a formula, you can type in numbers and all that. So anything you want to type in, you can type it here, and also it will be showing here, and you can easily edit it here. Maybe this is what I wanted to type, and if I leave it like this, then it will eventually show that. That's the formula bar. We are going to go into details in subsequent lectures. So the next thing is what they call the name box. It's located to the left of the formula bar. It shows the address of the active cell or the name of the selected cell. Now I've selected this particular cell where I'm looking at, and you see in the formula bar, the text that you are reading here is also in the formula bar, and this is the name bar they are talking about. If you as I hover on it, you see it's showing name box. So this is the name box, and it's showing the name of the address of this this location that I clicked on. The address is known by is under column B and under row 14. That's why you see it as 14 and B14. So that is the address of this place, and this is the name box that shows the name of this address. So some of these addresses are going to be used when you are inputting formulas and all that. You want to reference a particular cell. This is how you know which cell to reference based on this address name box. You are going to see the address of where you actually want to address. So that's basically it. The next thing is the work area. This is the area, all these places that you see in white with grid lines, and this these cells where you have all these cells that you have here. So this is the area that we're talking about. The main area where you enter data, consisting of cells organized in rows, numbered, and columns lettered, just as I've explained earlier. So now this is the work area. let me show you from the next listen. All these places at the work area, you can do different calculation, different things from there and here. Yeah, so it has a lot of rows and columns that you can enter your data perfectly into it, depending on what your need. Yeah, so now the next thing is status bar located at the bottom of the Excel window. It provides information about the current mode, view option, and quick calculations. So this, we are talking about the status bar here. You see it's written ready sheet 1 of 4. It's showing that there are 4 sheets in this workbook, and we are in sheet 1 now. If I click on sheet 2, you see it will change to sheet 2 of 4 and sheet 4 of 4. So that is, it's showing you the current status of the workbook and other information. See workbook statistics. You can click on it to get the statistics accessibility. You can investigate the accessibility of this document, and it can give you recommendation on if there's some issues with it. It can actually fix it for you. Based on the version I'm using is the online version. So many things can actually be shown here and can assist you with a lot of things. There is some level of AI that is included in it. So the next thing is it can show you some quick calculations. Now, since we don't have any item here, so you will not be able. Let me quickly just type in some numbers. Maybe I say 1, 2, 3, 4, for instance. And if I highlight on all this one, you see quickly it has shown me some calculations there. You see it has shown me the average of these numbers, the count of them, that is there are 4 in number. The number of selected cells that contains data are what? 4. Then the numerical count is also 4. The numbers that are involved in this, if you have maybe an alphabet there, maybe it will not be able to count that one. It will show numerical count is now showing 3. You can see what numerical count means. So that's basically what it does. Then it shows you the minimum value from this range is 1, and the maximum value is what? Is 4, and the sum is 10. You can see it's showing some quick calculation without even you inserting any calculation. It has already shown you some calculation. So you can just press delete to delete all this, and let's move to the next item on the outline. Now the next item is this basic navigations. The first thing is selecting cells. Click on a cell to select it and drag to select multiple cells. What they are saying is, how do you select a cell? It's just to click on it. That's it. I've selected the cell. Now, if you want to select multiple cells, you can just drag and you select multiple cells, just as I did earlier when I numbered 1 to 4. That's basically what they are talking about. So that is how you navigate across this worksheet. It's very simple. Now the next thing is moving around. You can use arrows up, page up, page down, or scroll bar to navigate. For instance, what they are talking about, this arrow that you have on your keyboard, the arrow up, arrow down, arrow left, arrow right, then the page up and page down. Depending, if you have data, you can see the page down is moving. The page up didn't move because I was in a place where I'm already in the first page. So the page up, I'm pressing page up at the moment, but it's not moving because I'm already in the end of the page. That's the toppermost part of the page. So if I want to press page down, you can see it can go down. It's going down by one page. If I go back up, it will go back up to the last place. This is the final page, so it doesn't go up more. So that is it. That's how to navigate around the Excel area, the work area. So the next thing we have again is go to. If you want to go to a particular place, maybe you have some information somewhere and you want to you just press Ctrl G. So when you press Ctrl G, it will show you where you want to go. You can specifically say, let me say I want to go to column A, row 1000. Let me say 1000. So I'll say OK. It will just take me there direct. You can see it takes me there directly. So this is how you use it. Now you can decide to use this, play around this yourself. You get what it means. That's just an example. Then the next item is, now you have understood what the interface is like. You have known how to go around your way in the work area. Then how do you now input data? The data, what are the types of data that you can input? We have the text and numbers. We also have formulas. So click on a cell and start typing anything. You can just type. this is letters, and this is a number. So you see, anything can enter. But the next thing is, if you want to type a formula, how do you type a formula? In Excel, for you to type any formula, you must start with the equal sign to show that you are typing a formula. You have to start with an equal sign followed by the formula you want to type. For instance, let me say I have let's say I have 1 2 3 4 5, or let's say 5 here, and I want to sum the whole of this, just like the example you have sum. I'll put equal to sum of what, this cell to this cell, and I have what is 15. So this is a formula, and if you check the formula bar, you'll be able to see the formula that I have put. And also the reference will now show you is a list of columns. You can see it's a function that I put it. It cannot be a name range at this point because it's not a name box. The name box is not showing a particular cell address. It's showing that it's a function because I have put a formula there, and the formula is referencing this range in a column, and that's why it's saying columns. So that's why you have it there. Now that's an example of a formula. Then basic formatting. How can you format the text or the numbers or whatever you have in a cell typed? Font and alignment. You have what they call font. If you go to the home tab, you have the change font size, change font color, and the rest. Let's say, for instance, this 15 is the total of those 5 numbers. I want it to be bold. I'm already on home tab, so I can put it bold. You can see it's bold. If I want it to be red, I can make it red. By default, it's red. So if I want it to be black, I can go back to black. If I want it to be green, I can go back to green. You see, it's changing the number, the color. If I want it to be this kind of red, maroon, I can make it maroon. If I want to have it to highlight it, fill color under it, I want yellow to be there, I can put yellow. Look at it. So that's basically how you do your formatting. Another type of formatting, you can change the font size or the font type or the alignment. Now you can see this total is aligned to the right. I can make it to become aligned to the left, or I can make it to be in center. I can make it to be in the middle of this thing, or this one is not obvious now because the cell is not as big as. Let me make it wider. Let me increase. You can see it's at the top now. It's in the middle, but at the top. I can make it to the middle, at the middle. Yes, I can make it to be to the right, to down. I can make it to be right. I can make it to be left. I can make it to stay in the middle and in the center of the middle. So this is what the formatting I've given it. And what else? I can increase the size by pressing this A plus. I can increase the size, or I can come in here and type size 30, for instance, and press enter. It will increase it to 30. So you can see how you play around these things. So we have talked about alignment, color, size, and style. The style, it can be bold, it can be italics, it can be underlined. You can make it underlined, yeah. So you can also change the font type to Times New Roman, for instance. Yeah, it will change to this. So anyhow you want it, you change it. So that's basically how you format your text. So the next thing is number formatting. Apply number formats, currency, percentages from home tab. For instance, if you have just, let's say I have 15 as we have, and I want it to be in currency type. Under the same home tab, if you come to numbers, you see we have general, we have different types here. You can select currency and it becomes $15. And if it's Naira you want, you have to click on this arrow here. When you click on it, you go and search for Naira. You see Naira somewhere. So it's Naira, you have Naira, Edo, Fulani, Hausa, Ibibio, and the rest. So I can just decide to choose Hausa, for instance, and say yes, it goes. So you have Naira there. So anything you want, you get. This you might not have in some of the older versions, but in the newer versions, yes, you get the Naira sign in this way. In the older versions, maybe you have NGN instead of the Naira sign, but now it is there as Naira sign that you know. That's for Nigerians. And yeah, so the next one we have cell styles. You use pre-designed styles for quick formatting. You can use any style of cell that you want, or you can change it the way you want. For instance, let me see cell side style here. You can see different style. This is the normal one that we are using now. You can see another style, you can see another one. You can see there are a lot of different styles that you can use. You can put different styles that you want. You can see you can use all these predetermined one instead of going to edit all what you have. If you have headings, you can say, okay, let my headings be like this. So if the subheadings should be like this and all that. So you have different styles that you can use already done for you. So you just click on it and that's it. If you like anyone, you pick it, and that's all. That's what they mean by, instead of doing your formatting yourself, you can just pick one of these styles and you go with it, and that's all. The next item is basic functions and formulas. So here we have some add a range of, now what they just want to give you some samples, which I think I've already done that. We have a range of numbers here and we have summed it, and we already know what the answer is. So from this formula here is referencing A1 to A5, which is at the top there. So I can decide to just come and reference G, this is G 18. Let me just edit this formula and come to the formula bar and change it to G 18. As soon as I press G18, it picks this place. Why is, and she is drawing a line across it, because I press is G18 to A5, so that's why it's going that way. But I need it to be G18 to G22, so I have to come here and put G22, and this, it will reference, oh, I put F, not F, G22. You can see now that it's referencing that actual place where the data is, and if I press enter, it will show me the same value that is showed in this other place here. So that's basically how to do add a range of cells. Then another thing you can do is to find the average of the range. This same way, I can still go with that G18 and G22, just as we have the data there already, G22. So when we have it there, you have the average. The average of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 3, because if you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have 15. Divided by 5, you have, the 5 is the number, you have what? You have 3. So that is how we got that. And another thing, another kind of function or formula that you can use is the if formula, which it performs a logical test and returns one value for true or another value for false. For instance, if I say if I say G, let me go with G18 is greater than 10. We know that, all of us know that G18 is containing 1. So if you say G18 is greater than 10, you already know that the answer is no. But if I change it to G18 is less than 10, the answer will change to yes, because actually in that G18 cell we have what? 1 as the value there. So that is how this if function works. You have some more complex if functions, but for now let's just stick to this one. Now the next item is saving and sharing. You can just click on save. This is a save icon here that you have. You can just say save, or you can press Ctrl S to save. If you are saving a document for the first time, and if you are saving, you can either use save as or save for the first time. So if you click on save icon or press Ctrl, is to save the workbook. I already saved this thing before. If you look at it, you see that it already have a name, which means this sheet has already been, this workbook has already been saved before. So now if I just click on save, I just save it with the new changes I've done, all these calculations and all those drawings I did on it. I've saved it together with it now, and it is saved. But if I want to save it with a different name now, I already have it saved before. Maybe when I make modifications and I want to resave it with another name, maybe by saying edited, I'll now say I'll save a copy or save as something else. I can decide to save it as a PDF. I can decide to save it as save a copy. I can save a copy in another place and all that. So this is basically what you can select a location and save it there. If I don't want to save it on this one already existing. The next thing is sharing. You can use file, go to share to share your workbook via email or cloud services. Now you can go to this, you can share it to any place you want. You can share a PDF and share the link. You can share to email, you can share with people, maybe people that you're in the same work group, you're a team and all that. And also you can export, actually you can export it to PDF. You can create PDF with using this, export it to PDF and all that. So that we will not be doing in this class, because you need some alignments of the pages before it can actually fit into one PDF file or into one page or the other. So that is something we will do subsequently. The next item is the help and support. If you look up here, you see help here. So you can also always ask for help if you need to learn something quickly, or you are trying to get an assistant with some formulas and all that. Or you can come and click on this search and search for a particular thing that you have been looking for, how to do something. You can quickly search for it. You see suggested actions if you want to freeze pane, headers and footers and all that. So these are the things you can use help for. Then we have online resources. You can utilize online tutorials, forums, Microsoft support website for additional assistance. This basically contains the basic overview of the Excel interface for beginners. Practice navigating and using these features to become more comfortable with Excel. You can practice it, try different things for yourself, and now you'll be more comfortable with using Excel. For now, we'll stop here. Hoping to start bringing each of these tabs one after the other to show you what you can do with Excel, and what you can use them for, and how you can try a lot of things on your own, before maybe the next class. And so that will be all for now. Thank you.